She came only to sit quietly in the back pew of the church, but one glance from the general on stage froze the entire ceremony, as though time itself had stopped. The sanctuary was packed with families, flags folded neatly in their hands, cameras, ready to capture their sons and daughters sworn into service. It was supposed to be a moment of joy and tradition, yet something in the fourth row made the general's voice falter. Her name was Anna Hayes, age 52, dressed in a plain grey dress, her hair tied simply back. She looked like any other proud mother fighting tears as she watched her daughter take the oath. But Anna Hayes was not just another mother. She carried a secret that could shatter the silence of that church forever. Secret the general had once seen carved into history itself, and now it stared back at him from the faint mark on her wrist, hidden beneath a sleeve. You are watching Stories Unseen, Hidden Heroes, Untold Sacrifices. Drop your city in the comments and subscribe for more, because what happened next is something you will never forget. The rows of cadets stood shoulder to shoulder, straight-backed uniforms crisp, eyes steady on the flag above them. Amanda Hayes, Anna's daughter, stood among them, her chin lifted, her hands steady as she pledged her life to her country. To the crowd she looked like any other graduate. But to Anna, she was still the girl she had raised alone after her husband, Colonel James Hayes, never came home from a mission in Syria. Anna's grip tightened on the small Bible in her hands, her knuckles white. Her daughter had no idea that the woman she called mother had once worn the same uniform in shadows and silence. For more than a decade, Anna had lived two lives. The world knew her as a nurse in Virginia, but a generation of soldiers knew her by another name, Phantom 6, a legend whispered only in the darkest corners of intelligence briefings. The general on stage, Major General Michael Ross, had not expected to see her there. He had not spoken her name aloud in 20 years, yet as his eyes locked on the faint tattoo half hidden beneath her sleeve, memories came roaring back. Iraq, 2003. A convoy ambushed in the E2 desert. A single operative who refused to leave men behind. Her face streaked with blood, her hands steady under fire. He knew that mark because it was branded into the memory of everyone she had ever saved. General Ross's jaw tightened, his script of ceremonial words faltered. Anna looked away, hoping he would ignore her, but fate had other plans. As Amanda's name was called and applause filled the church, Anna brushed a tear from her cheek. Her sleeve slipped back, and for a split second the tattoo gleamed in the morning light. General Ross froze completely. He set aside his speech, stepped down from the podium, and walked slowly toward the fourth row. Whispers rippled through the crowd. Anna's heart pounded. She had promised herself never to step out of the shadows again. Yet now the past was walking straight toward her. "Mom," Ross said, his voice low but firm, "would you stand?" Every head turned, every eye fixed on her. Anna hesitated. For 20 years she had hidden in plain sight, raising her daughter in silence, pretending her past belonged to someone else. But she knew there was no hiding now. Slowly she rose. The grey sleeve slid back fully this time, exposing the black ink burned into her skin, a unit insignia erased from official records, but never from memory. Gasps spread across the sanctuary. General Ross straightened, his voice carrying with the weight of revelation. "Ladies and gentlemen," he said, "you know her today as the mother of a graduate, but I know her as Phantom 6, the operative who saved my life and the lives of my men 2 decades ago." A stunned hush fell over the crowd. Parents clutched their children tighter. Cadets stiffened in disbelief. Amanda's head snapped toward her mother, eyes wide, breath caught, as though her entire world had just been rewritten. She had never heard that name before. She had never been told her mother had once been the most decorated field operative no one was allowed to mention. General Ross's voice cracked as he continued. Fallujah, Highway 7, 2003. Our convoy was torn apart by machine gun fire and IEDs. We were trapped, pinned in the open. I was bleeding out. Most of us thought we were finished, but one agent moved through fire again and again. She dragged the wounded. She returned. For the fallen, she fought alone for hours until air support arrived. That agent was Phantom 6, Anna Hayes. None of us should have lived. We did because she refused to die and refused to let us die. Gasps filled the church. Amanda's chest rose and fell rapidly. Each word struck like a hammer, shaping a new image of the woman she thought she knew. Her mother was no longer just the nurse who patched scraped knees and worked night shifts. Her mother was a legend. Ross's voice deepened with reverence. She is the reason I stand here today, the reason my men went home to their families. If you want to know what courage looks like, look not at me. Look at her. All at once, the room erupted in applause. Rising to their feet, people clapped with a thunder Anna wished would end. She had never wanted recognition. She had never wanted the spotlight, but there was no hiding now. Amanda's lips trembled as she whispered, "Mom, is this true?" Anna's eyes glistened. She nodded softly, her voice steady though her heart raced. "Yes, I was Phantom 6, but I never wanted you to carry my shadow. I wanted you to find your own light." General Ross lifted his hand to quiet the applause. His tone sharpened. "What you don't know is that Phantom 6 didn't just save lives. She changed how we fought. She rewrote survival tactics under fire. The drills cadets practice today, the reason many soldiers still breathe, are her protocols. Her courage became doctrine." Amanda swallowed hard, tears blurring her vision. Her mother had not only fought, she had shaped history. Her voice broke as she whispered, "Why didn't you ever tell me?" Anna turned toward her daughter, her hand trembling as she reached out. "Because it was never about glory, Amanda. It was about the man beside you, the life you could save, not the medal on your chest." The general stepped back, giving her the floor. The crowd leaned in, hanging on every word. Anna straightened, her voice carrying steady like it had once carried commands through gunfire. "You think the hardest part is over. You survived training. You stood tall in uniform. But let me tell you, this is only the beginning. Being a soldier is not about pride or medals. It is about sacrifice. It is about carrying the weight of the ones who don't come home. And it is about never, ever leaving anyone behind." Cadets blinked hard, fighting emotion. Parents pressed tissues to their eyes. Amanda listened as if hearing her mother for the first time. Anna's voice softened as she turned to her daughter. "Amanda, I am proud of you. Your father would be proud, too. But remember, you wear this uniform not for yourself, but for every brother and sister beside you, every family who waits for their loved one to return home. That is the burden, and that is the honor." The sanctuary thundered with applause again, echoing against the high ceilings, but Amanda's world had narrowed to one truth. Her mother was not just Mom, she was Phantom 6, and everything Amanda had chosen to become was already written in her, mother's blood and sacrifice. When the ceremony ended and cadets were dismissed, Amanda went straight to her mother. "Why didn't you want me to know?" Anna smiled gently. "Because I wanted this to be your choice, not my legacy. You must walk this road because you believe in it, not because you felt bound by me." Amanda's voice cracked. "But you're a legend." Anna shook her head softly. "No, I was a soldier doing her duty. Legends don't matter. Lives do. General Ross stepped forward again, his composure breaking just slightly. Not a day goes by. I don't remember Fallujah. Phantom, you didn't just save lives. You showed us what courage meant. Anna's eyes softened. You would have done the same. Ross's voice lowered. Maybe, but you actually did it. And for that, every man I served with owes you everything. Amanda swallowed hard, her voice hushed. How many lives did you save? Anna looked down for a moment, then back at her daughter. I never counted, Amanda. That was never the point. The weight of her words sank deep. Every cadet, every parent, every officer in that church knew they had just witnessed something history books would never fully capture. As the sunlight spilled through stained glass onto the wooden pews, Amanda Hayes embraced her mother for the first time, not just as a daughter, but as the heir of a legacy she had never imagined. Her path was no longer just her own. It was forged in the fire her mother had walked through and survived. And so the story ended where it began, a mother sitting quietly unseen until the world remembered who she truly was. Stories unseen, because some battles and some heroes should never stay in the dark. Hit subscribe to follow the next story.